The Autodesk Vision Series Hogwarts Legacy event gave fans of the upcoming Wizarding World adventure so much to be excited for, from customization options to a brand new cutscene. But for those of you who couldn't catch the event, here is my recap of the 20 things you may have missed. So let's get right into it and talk nerdy. I will generally be going in order of the event with minimal skipping around, so make sure you watch the whole video to catch all the magical news that you may have missed. The first item of note is a short scene of your main character and Professor Fig messing around on the side of a cliff. The mocap actors seem to just be having fun here, but you can also see this happening moments later on the camera screen when the actors are walking towards the camera. Between these two clips, we get a new view of Professor Bin's History of Magic classroom. This is a different angle than the one we saw in the State of Play, but the stained glass windows, tables, and surrounding decorations all match, which has led many of us to believe this is the History of Magic classroom. The next scene I have discussed more in depth in my breakdown video, and it's that of the main character and Professor Fig on the hillside before Professor Fig uses Revelio to make the bridge. There isn't much that happens here, it's just nice to see some in-engine movement and interactions. Shortly after that, we get Dwayne Johnson, and no, not The Rock, talking about characters and some customization options. As he goes through his section of the presentation, a few things to note are all the items that can be potentially customized. Now, some of these options like beard, height, head, hands, and feet may just be there for the devs while they are making the game, but overall, we should be able to change most of these items. Under the robe section, we see a few names that stand out, including Professor Black, which all but confirms Phineas Nigellus Black is in the game. We also see Deathly Hallows. This may be just an Easter egg, but it also may be the invisibility cloak. Wouldn't that be nice? We see the sheer amount of options that each house has for robes. There are at least 10 Hufflepuff options shown during this presentation. Dwayne goes to change the character and we see a drop down with another set of interesting names. A few to note are Howler, Pacifist, not sure what that means for Hogwarts Legacy, Player Fight Club Ally, which may have something to do with the Dark Art Battle Arena leak from the Collector's Edition, Prefect, which I would be interested to see if we could actually become a prefect ourselves, and lastly, Professor Battle of Hogwarts A, B, and C. It's possible that there was another Battle of Hogwarts that was before the one with Harry and Voldemort that we all have grown to love. Professor Abraham Ronan is selected. We have seen him in trailers as the Charms Professor, but this gives us confirmation of his name and Slytherin house. A nice while later, we get a treat for all my Hufflepuffs out there. We see the entrance of the Hufflepuff common room and how to get in. This entrance seems accurate to the books other than there is supposed to be multiple barrels to knock on. No password is required to get into this common room, but you see the character tapping to the rhythm of Helga Hufflepuff to get in, which is also accurate to the books. This may be a one-time cutscene to enter, but it definitely raises some questions of what you will need to do to get into each common room on a regular basis. Next, we see a screen that is labeled Pensive Bookmark. The structures of this room draw similarities to another room we have seen, where it looks like a pensive is beneath a Merlin statue, but I don't necessarily think it's the same location. This makes me think that we will get multiple pensives throughout the game, maybe one for you, and one for Merlin's memories that you need to find. The next scene is interesting because of the lore associated with it. We see the name Weasley in the top left corner, where a woman is talking to your main character. Your character is holding a book with the Hogwarts crest on it, but if you look closely at the character named Weasley, she draws resemblance to the woman putting the sorting hat on you in this scene. We can't really see if she's wearing glasses or not, but the scarf, outfit, and hair look identical. A short while later, we get this clip, which leads me to believe that everything that was put into this presentation was for a reason, as they blurred out parts of it. Maybe the devs actually want us to speculate or see certain things and see how we react. The name of this screen is Alley to the Three Broomsticks Natty, which could indicate that another character could come with you on these missions if it said Poppy, for example, instead of Natty. Also, we get a new voice line from Ranrock saying, "All you need to know is that if you can't get the child, you have no value to me." This shows that Ranrock is either above Rookwood in the chain of command, or that he hired him. Next, we see a scene where we get a scene chart that shows a few interesting names. One is Meet Teague, whoever Teague is. One is Potion Intro Professor Sharp, which may lead us to think that this professor right here is Professor Sharp, not Professor Black. Probably a video coming on this later. And lastly, we see DADA Dual Professor Hecat, which could give us the name of the new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher. One of the coolest reveals we had was the in-game screen of the character customization, and I'm not going to talk too much in depth about this here, as I'm making a whole video just on this menu, so stay tuned for it. Lastly, we get the famous Hippogriff escape and rescue scene. This was originally shown as a small clip during the State of Play, but we get the extended version here. A few things to note is that your character is completely different from the State of Play, appearance, and clothing, and that the end of the scene seems to confirm a climbing and or mounting mechanic, as we are presented scaffolding to help us get to the roof. For a full breakdown of this cutscene, click the top right corner now to see all the details you missed. I want to hear from you. What did you think about the Autodesk show, and did you catch something I didn't? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoy the content, please like the video, share it with a friend, and subscribe to help me reach my next goal of 1,000 subscribers. Stay connected with me outside of YouTube and follow me on Twitter @nightly_nerd. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.